Welcome to the Positive Spot with Dustin Lawrence, your daily dose of positivity. Join us Monday through Friday as we celebrate the positive in life, people, places, and events. Daily news, conversation with special guests, personal development tips, and more delivered directly to you. What we think about, we bring about. So why not fill your mind daily with positive thoughts and people at the Positive Spot?
Why, yes. Hello, my friends, and welcome. Welcome to August the 9th, 2016. Wow, this year is flying by. This year is flying by for sure. And welcome to the Positive Spot podcast. My name is Dustin Lawrence, and I am your grateful host. And we've got a great show lined up for you today. We're going to unleash a couple of new items, some new formats, if you will, that it's going to be a part of every podcast. Remember, we come to you Monday through Friday here at the Positive Spot. And today we're going to start a segment titled On This Day. And it's simply as it reads. On this day, we're going to give you facts and stats that had happened around the world on this day many years ago. And those many years might be 1974. We might go back to something that happened in 2013. Who knows? We might go back to the 1800s. But we're going to share significant events that happened on this day. And then we're also going to unleash our life hacks today. And I really like this. We're going to share some life hacks with you on each episode that will bring value and improvement to your life. And today's life hack is going to be how to lose 10 pounds the easy way, right? This is going to be how to lose 10 pounds over a month. And it's a great way to lose 10 pounds, and it's something I know can bring value to you, because there's not too many people that couldn't go to lose a little weight, right? To go for losing a little weight. I think even I can say, hey, there's a few pounds I need to drop. So I think you'll all really like this method. It's really safe, easy, and something that involves a little mindset as well. So we'll start sharing life hacks with you today. And today's life hack, again, will be how to lose 10 pounds in a month, the easy way. And then on today's show, we're also going to discuss the Olympic count, the medal count for the USA so far, and we're going to jump into the meat of today's show, which will be tips on how to be happy. And you're probably saying, Dustin, hey, I know if I'm happy if I got money in the bank. I'm happy if I'm out doing stuff, right? Well, you see, most of us have that wrong, myself included, because true happiness requires a little work, and it requires a little shift of the mindset. And we're going to share that today on how to be happy. So my friends, let's jump right into today's podcast, and let's start off with a little medal count. I shared with you earlier, I am definitely an Olympic junkie. Man, I love the Summer Olympics. And today's medal count is 19 for the USA. And then the nearest competitors would be China with 13, and then Japan with 10 total medal counts. So ours breaks down. The USA goes to 5 golds, 7 silver, and 7 bronze, right? And we're just looking at, what are we talking about? Day 3 of the Olympics. My friends, some incredible stories, and we're going to follow some of the stories, do a summer update, Olympic summer update tomorrow, and share some of these incredible stories of perseverance, right? And overcoming challenges tomorrow. But again, today, the USA stands out in front of the medal count at 19 total medals. All right, my friends, here we go. Now, I talked about earlier how we're going to start our new segment on this day. And so here we are, right? The very first On This Day episode. So today, on this day, in 1974, Gerald Ford was sworn in as President of the United States after the resignation of Richard Nixon. And man, I really don't remember that one, a little bit early for myself, but we're all familiar with the events. And on 1974, on this day, Gerald Ford was sworn in as the President of the United States after Richard Nixon resigned. And this is one I really like. I don't remember this one either. Perhaps a few of you out there in the audience will. But the first NFL game in the Louisiana Superdome happened today in 1975. And it happened between the Houston Oilers and the New Orleans Saints, obviously, in New Orleans. And Houston defeated New Orleans in 13-7 that day. And I don't know if you've had a chance to be to the Superdome, but man, it sure is an impressive structure. And it really came back strong after Katrina. I think we all have these visuals of the Superdome and people actually living there during Katrina. But man, it's a beautiful, beautiful sports facility, and I encourage anyone to visit the Superdome. In 1979, here's one for you. England's first major nude beach was established at the seaside of the resort in Brighton. So I can tell you, I've never been to a nude beach, but this day in 1979, England's first major nude beach was unleashed. And this day in 1992, I definitely remember this one. The 25th Olympic Summer Games closed in Barcelona, Spain. And man, that was a great Olympics. In 1992, on this day, the Olympic Games were closing. And that happened in Barcelona, Spain. And this was interesting. I remember this. This discusses what happened in 1999. Russian President Boris Yeltsin fires his prime minister. And for the fourth time, he fired his entire cabinet. I don't know about you folks, but I sure am happy I am American. So that happened in 1999. Russian President Boris Yeltsin fired his prime minister and then went on to fire the entire cabinet. I tell you, that's something else right there, my friends. All my best to you, Russia, right? Keep moving forward. So I talked about earlier in the podcast today, the meat of the program today, if you will, our entree is what makes you happy. And I want to discuss truly what makes you happy. And a lot of this information came from a psychologist, Malcolm Gladwell, and then it was through some studies of monks. And Malcolm Gladwell has been a speaker on TED Talks. And if you're not familiar with TED Talks, become familiar with it. These are life-changing conversations that people have, and I tell you, they're nothing short of amazing. And so today we're going to discuss how we can be happy, right? And it goes on, over and over, the same two themes emerge. First, we're usually wrong about what will make us happy or unhappy. For that matter, for example, research has demonstrated that people who won the lottery are no happier about that event 1 year later than if they had lost the use of their legs instead, right? That's really interesting when you think about it. And second, happiness is largely a matter of choice, which is great news because it means we can pretty much be happier if we want to be, right? It's a matter of choice. Right? You heard me earlier talk about waking up out of the bed and feet hitting the floor. Well, I make sure the first thought I have is of gratitude and being happy. So it's a choice. Choose to be happy. Well, you're like, Dustin, okay, right? I want to choose to be happier. I want to be happier. But how can we make this happen? Well, here's what some of the TED speakers advised during their talks on TED's Talks. All right, number one, don't expect happiness to be a one-size-fits-all, right? And in a fascinating bit of product history, we can recount how the food industry discovered, to its astonishment, that some people like chunky tomato sauce. And what that discovery means in a broader context is that what makes us happy won't necessarily do it for you and vice versa. So what makes me happy, maybe it's I don't like chunky tomato sauce, but you do, right? And you like that chunky sauce and it makes you happy. So the basic gist of it is that what makes me happy doesn't necessarily do the same for you and vice versa. Number two, stop chasing things like success, fame, and money. And I can testify to this one. So many of us can become guilty in life of chasing the almighty dollar, right? Or becoming famous. I want these people to know my names. my name, right? Well, stop chasing things like success, fame, and money, or at least keep chasing them, but don't expect them to make you substantially happier than you are right now. As psychologist Dan Gilbert explained, our brains have a defense mechanism that's hardwired to make us happy with the lives we have, no matter what lives those may be. Even a drummer best known for getting fired by the Beatles just before they hit it big now says he wouldn't have it any other way. And that's a fascinating thought, because you could sit and regret and think about, man, if I only would have done this, if I only would have done that. Well, here we are talking about Pete Best, the original drummer for the Beatles, saying, oh, it's okay. I'm happy with how things happened. So I say let's be like Pete and just be happy, right? Number 3, keep challenging yourself. If you love your work, you're good at it, and you've been doing it for a while, you've probably have experienced a flow, right? That state where you get so lost in what you're doing that you forget about yourself and everything else. That state of flow is where true happiness lies, right? So, I know we've had this feeling of do what makes you happy, right? You've heard people say, do what makes you happy and financial rewards will follow. And that's when you get into the flow, because it's not truly work at that point, and you're not truly thinking about the money. You're in the zone and doing what makes you feel good, right? So find something that you love to do, something that you're good at, right? And experience that flow, experience that true state of happiness. Number 4, this one is so true. Be generous. Number 4, be generous. Connecting with other people and feeling part of something larger than ourselves takes us a long ways towards happiness, my friends, right? Social scientists have recounted fascinating experiments that proves, contrary to popular belief, that money can buy happiness. So as long as you spend it on someone else other than yourself, right? I'm going to repeat that, right? This is probably a little shocking, but money can buy you happiness as long as you spend it on someone other than yourself. And not only will you have made someone else happy, but you'll have made yourself happy. A happiness, right, that truly unlocks the freedom towards life, the freedom to be, do, and have more. So remember that, yes, you can buy happiness as long as you're focusing on spending that money on someone else. And it's really cool because it makes them happy and it makes you happy as well. Number 5, right? Number 5, I'm saying it 3 times. Be grateful, be grateful, be grateful. Gratitude unlocks the doors to a life of fulfillment, right? So be grateful. When we tend to expect that being happy will make us feel grateful, right? But actually, it's the other way around, right? It's the other way around. How can we remember to be grateful? By reminding ourselves of all the gifts in our lives, right? Even something so as simple as a water faucet, right? When you go to the water faucet, be grateful that that water is coming out of the faucet, right? So when we're grateful for everything, every small thing in our life, we become more happy, right? And I totally encourage you to every day when little challenges come on and you're not feeling happy or you're not feeling grateful, look at your hands, right? Look at your fingers. Look at the phone you're talking on. Look at the shoes that are on your feet, the pants that are on your body, and be grateful for them. Because, my friends, so many don't have what you do. And that gratitude, that mindset of being grateful truly unleashes happiness. So I can't express to you how important it is to be grateful daily. Take time, right? When things aren't going well, blow the whistle, step back and go, wait a second. I'm grateful for my eyes. I'm grateful for my hands. I'm grateful for my feet. I'm grateful for the sip of water that I just took. My friends, gratitude will definitely unlock true happiness. All right, let's go on to the next one. I believe this would be number 6. Train your mind, right? The way to do this is by meditating on compassion. It takes time, but it's worth doing. Brain scans show that monks who practiced meditation show happiness activity in their brains that is off the charts compared with everyone else. Meditating on compassion. Meditating on compassion. You know, I had to pause for a second because it really is deep to think about taking the time to meditate on being compassionate. What compassion brings to you. What compassion brings to your life. So when you train your mind, and another way to do that is train your mind as we do here at the Positive Spot to see the good in all, to see the good in events. You might have had a car wreck, but see the good in it and go, well, I'm still here. I'm still breathing. My son, my daughter, my spouse is okay. All right, I had a car wreck, but I'm still here. The good part is I got insurance. The good part is I can walk after it. Right? That's just one example of training your mind. And when you do this, when your mind starts to see the positive in all, as opposed to the negative, you're happy and amazing things happen in your life. And number 7 is a very easy one to do, but a lot of people forget to do it. And I just looked in the mirror and I did it, and you can probably hear the difference in my voice. Smile. Right, my friends? It sounds too simple to be true, but research actually shows that if you smile, you have better health. You have a better marriage. You have better relationships. You have an increased life expectancy. So if you haven't smiled yet today, what are you waiting for? Smile, my friends. Smile. It just makes you feel good. And number 8, the last that we'll wrap up today. Tell the truth. And it's tell the truth. I had to chuckle because, you know, when you're growing up, your parents will always tell you, tell the truth, young man. Tell the truth, young lady. And of course we know it's the right thing to do. But what it does to you is something amazing. It's something amazing because your body actually becomes in a more positive state when it is in tune with what's coming out of your mouth. And what I mean by that is that your body picks up on the vibrations of being positive and being truthful because you become in a state when you're sharing truth with people. You become in a state of being more happy, of happiness. Because when you're lying, you're nervous, right? You have to backtrack. You're not feeling in the now. When you're sharing a story, telling the truth to someone, right, you know that story that just flows out. When you're sharing the truth, you even have more truth to share. Your brain, will unlock more thoughts of truth and value that you bring to the person. So being happy definitely involves a lot more than these 8 steps. But I do encourage you to go back to these 8 steps to be more happy, to tell the truth, to smile, my friends. Train your mind to see the good, right? Be grateful. Be generous. Keep challenging yourself. Stop chasing things like success. And remember that happiness isn't a one-size-fits-all. What makes you happy might not make me happy. So there's 8 tips to being happy in your daily life. And on today's show, we're going to wrap it up by talking about our life hack. At the top of the show, I mentioned we're going to have positive life hacks on each episode. Sometimes we'll share a few, sometimes one. You know, who knows? We'll sort of, as it flows, we'll sort of get into the flow of it, right? There's my favorite word of the day, flow. But what I mean by that is that as it continues, the show continues to grow, we'll find out exactly how many life hacks we're going to have each day. And today we have one great one, and it's a positive life hack of want to lose 10 pounds in 1 month? Well, let me share with you how to do it. And here we go. Our very first life hack on the Positive Spot podcast. Want to lose 10 pounds in a month? All right, I got you. Here's what we do. Positive life hack on losing 10 pounds in a month. Exercise for 11 minutes as soon as you wake up. Research from Southern Illinois University shows that an intense workout in the morning can help you burn more fat all day long. That's because jump-starting your muscles early in the day increases your metabolism. So you burn more calories throughout the day. So remember to exercise for that 11 minutes as soon as you wake up. Now at work, skip the office chair and stand. And I do this one at home a lot. A growing amount of companies are offering standing desks, and using one can help you lose weight. That's because when you stand, enzymes in your muscle, a part of your legs and rear, get switched off, telling your body to stop storing fat. Hey man, I got no problem with that. So when you stand up, you're basically telling your body, hey, quit storing that fat. I'm up. I'm burning calories. Number three, start your lunch break with soup. And this one is great. And you can apply this to any meal. A new study from Penn State found that people ate an average of 135 fewer calories when they started their meals with a broth-based vegetable soup. That's because eating hot soup forces you to slow down. So check it out. You eat less overall. So start that lunch break with a soup. Here's another great one. Chew some sugarless gum around 2 p.m. And I know this one works. I've done it. I know around 2. I wake up really early. So when it comes to 2 p.m., I'm getting the munchies. I'm hungry, man. My body's like, hey, I need some food. But sometimes when I find myself eating too much that early in the afternoon, it slows me down. Well, chew some gum, sugarless gum at that, around 2 p.m. British researchers found that when people chewed gum after lunch, they were 11% less likely to give to a midday snack cravings, just like I told you about. I was getting those snacks, the big ones, and they'd weigh me down. Hey, throw that sugarless piece of gum in around 2 p.m. and watch what happens. And at dinner, here's a great one. Use real plates, even if you're having takeout. According to a new Cornell study, people who ate with real dinnerware tend to think of their food as a meal, when people who eat from paper plates tend to think of their food as a snack, right? The mind's a powerful thing. We'll get into that more. But the mind is a powerful thing. So why does that matter? Believe it or not, the real plate eaters ate an average of 116 fewer calories per meal. That's quite a bit. So, my friends, there you are right there. Want to lose 10 pounds in a month? Exercise for 11 minutes when you wake up? Skip the office chair and stand? Start your lunch break off with soup? Chew that sugarless gum around 2 p.m.? Use real plates even when you're having takeout. Eliminate the paper plates. My friends, what a great day to be alive. I really am grateful that you started to join us on our daily episodes here at the Positive Spot podcast. Pardon me. I can barely, there's a lot of three P's, the Positive Spot podcast sort of get a little difficult to say there. And I look in the mirror, I'm smiling. See, I'm happier. I'm smiling. It happens. It works. But thank you so much for joining us. The podcast will continue to grow. We'll get better every day. Bear with us. We're just putting our training wheels underneath us. And if you have any ideas, anything that you think would be a great segment on the show, or have any input at all, don't hesitate to visit us at PositiveSpotShow.com. Go check us out. Subscribe to us to the podcast where you get the daily episodes delivered directly to you. Subscribe to our newsletter. Go check out our website. We got lots of goodies for you at Positive Spot Podcast. My friends, thank you for joining us with this one. And as we always say, make today incredible. And you know why I say that? I got to share this with you. Why I say make today incredible? Because everyone else says have a good day. Well, anyone can have a good day, but it takes a badass to make it a great day. So make today great, my friends. This is Dustin Lawrence, and I'm out.
Thank you for listening to this edition of the Positive Spot Podcast with Dustin Lawrence. For full coverage of each podcast, visit PositiveSpotShow.com. Please join us Monday through Friday at the Positive Spot. What we think about, we bring about, so why not fill your mind daily with positive thoughts and people at the Positive Spot?